Well, just real quick, I'm just really excited to be here. Um, I'm happy to be here in Toronto. I'm glad that I can get working again. That this process was fun, but I'm also kind of glad that it's over. It was a little bit stressful too. So now I'm just ready to get working again.
Great. We'll open up the floor for questions. Please.
Jakob, the significance of you being the first Austrian drafted in the NBA, can you speak to that and what it means for you and perhaps for the sport in your country?
It means a lot to me. It's still a little bit unbelievable to me like that. I'm actually like the first one from Austria to like do something and like come to the NBA. It's pretty amazing, and I actually really hope that it's gonna like positively influence the basketball in Austria because so far it's on its way up, but it's still not at a very high level in Europe, unfortunately. So I hope that with me playing in the NBA and a couple other guys from Austria playing in really good leagues in Europe, that it's really going to push the level of play in Austria.
How were you able to develop your skills in a country where the sport isn't played at a very high level as a teenager?
It wasn't easy. I was actually pretty lucky growing up. I always had really good coaches that took care of me. I always played with the older kids already. I got to play and match up against guys that were older and more physical and better than me at the time. So I really learned from that a lot. And like I said, I was pretty fortunate with the coaches that I had throughout my youth career. So it turned out great for me, but it's not always easy in Austria because there isn't many good coaches.
Jakob, congratulations. You followed a pretty unique path to get to the NCAA. Can you take us through your decision to play college basketball in the U.S. rather than playing professionally in Europe?
Well, I pretty much had to make that decision when I want to say like, it was like a year, maybe a year and a half before I came to the U.S. It was between, like you said, like going pro in Europe somewhere or staying one more year in Austria and then finishing up school and then going to college. I just thought that was the right move for me because I thought college had like the whole package for me. I could like continue to get an education, like a plan B, I guess, like besides basketball, and also like get a really good basketball well, opportunity to like get better at the same time. So I really liked that idea, and so we started looking into it more and more, and more colleges started hitting me up. So that's when I decided, yeah, let's do that.
What did you study at Utah?
I never declared a major, but I was going into business.
Jakob, much as maybe your parents were volleyball players and you weren't growing up, but what did the fact that they were accomplished athletes do to help you as a young man?
Well, it helped me out in the sense that I was, even as a little kid, I was always like in the gym, like with them, like even like them playing volleyball. I was like being the ball boy, basically, like just running around, playing around with. I was super active because I grew up in this family of like athletes, basically. Like we're just like a very active family. So for me, as a kid, like it was pretty logical that I wanted to play a sport, and it just happened to be basketball. It was pretty random, but I loved it, and yeah, and I like never looked back.
Yeah, was it an advantage coming from Utah where they play that pro offense style? Could you even tell, was that an advantage going through the draft process, like running the sets and stuff, like just through what you just went through?
Yeah, I could. I mean, I never experienced like running a different style, so it's hard for me to compare. But I think it's definitely an advantage. Yeah, like we had a lot of different sets in Utah, like on offense and on defense, like different coverages. So like we went through a variety of different like styles, I guess, over the 2 years also. So I got to kind of see a lot of different stuff and get to know a lot of different stuff and try to get used to knowing a lot of like different coverages at the same time. Like it's not always easy to remember all that stuff. So I think it can definitely help me out next year. Yeah.
What did you know about the NBA as a boy growing up? What was your first exposure to watching it?
You know, it's not easy in Austria because like the games are not on TV. Really, you can go online like NBA.com and like watch the recaps, I guess, or stay up till 3 in the morning and watch the games on your laptop like somewhere. Yeah, I guess like when I first really got into the NBA, like when I started watching like the finals and stuff, I was about 14 years old, I want to say. And after that, I just started like picking up, and especially well, obviously when I came here to Utah, I really started watching because it was a lot easier and like more easy, well, accessible, I guess.
Were there players you related with or compared yourself to?
I don't really like when I watch the games there. I wasn't really looking at it that way that I was comparing myself to these players, but I think I could compare myself to maybe like Pau Gasol. Like he's the kind of guy who I think I can be a lot like. Yeah.
What are your first impressions of Toronto
Well,
as a city?
I haven't seen much yet. Like I came pretty much straight from the airport to here, but it looked beautiful. I only heard good things about it. Like obviously, Delon told me a little bit about it, and he had a great time last year here, and he said he loved the city. So yeah, like I said, I only heard great things about it. So I'm looking forward to see more.
Knowing DeLon as well as you do, I'm assuming you watched quite a bit of Raptors basketball this year. Do you feel familiar with it already?
Yeah, like I've seen quite a quite a bit of Raptors basketball last season. Obviously, with them making a deep push into the playoffs, also like I saw a lot of these playoffs games. Yeah, I feel like I know the team well, how well I can get to know it over TV, but like I feel I know it pretty well. Yeah.
Jakob, how familiar are you with NBA competition? Like, what confidence do you have that you can become a contributor, or how soon in your career?
I feel very confident about that. Really, it's at the end of the day, it's going to be up to me putting in the work in the gym and coach making the decision at the sideline to put me on the court or not. Like I said, I feel confident that I can contribute. I feel like I'm the kind of guy who can do a lot of different stuff and a lot of the little things. Like I know, like coming in as a rookie, I'm gonna be there for the hustle plays, the little plays, like the rebounds, screens, whatever. Like they need me to do. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be looking for and getting better every day in the gym and. Like adding to my repertoire every day and getting better out there.
What's the most exposure you've had to NBA competition? I mean, I don't know if you have an opportunity in the summer scrimmage, like where outside?
Well, it was probably last summer at the Nike Skills Camp. There were a bunch of NBA players there, and we played some pickup against them, and we did some even like video work with them where they like try to explain to us like different sets and like style of plays, I guess. Like so that was probably the most exposure I got.